Hello everyone, Ace here, and today I have some more updates with regards to the whole Kirsche cancellation campaign led by Ana Valens, as the far-left activists have chosen to engage in a mass reporting campaign to try to get Kirsche banned off of Twitch altogether. As a result, Kirsche has received a one-day suspension, so the far-left have gotten a pound of flesh as a result, though it is ultimately going to be a temporary pound of flesh. This appears to ultimately be Pyrrhic for the far left. In an ironic twist, it is actually possible that the pro-Ana Valens crowd have actively gotten Ana Valens into even more trouble with Vice, because this particular mass reporting and thus harassment campaign done in support of Ana Valens just so happened to have been organized on the Ana Valens Blue Sky account, or at least in the reply threads towards it. And there are a couple of reasons why I believe this might very well be to the detriment of Ana Valens. Ana Valens has decided to flee social media, completely deactivating the Twitter account, as well as announcing an indefinite hiatus from Blue Sky, which is to say the Blue Sky account will technically remain up, but Ana Valens isn't going to be using it for the foreseeable future. That, however, is not where the story ends, and I do believe now is the time to put on a tinfoil hat for a moment, because Ana Valens also posted a statement on Twitch, explaining that talking about Kirsche from now on was supposed to be strictly forbidden, not just on Ana Valens' Twitch platform, but also on the private Discord server. This was also, for the record, from a statement where a lot of phrases like no comment were utilized over and over and over again. The sort of statement that a person would make if a company was breathing down their neck and explicitly forbidding things such as even talking about Kirsche, or even allowing other people to talk about Kirsche on your own personal Twitch or private Discord server. And for those who want additional context, here is a segment from that statement, just so you can hear it for yourself.
Other than that, I know a lot of folks have been asking me specifics about the VTuber articles, and there's just there's no comment. Like, there's nothing else to really add at this point. And that also includes the Valor article. There hasn't been anything around the Valor article. I think of them as sort of a series, and so I don't want to comment on that one either. So if that makes sense, it's just the Valor article is connected to everything, so I don't. Well, it's via lore, but it's connected to everything, so there's not going to be any public commentary from me about that stuff or in my Discord. And again, I am going to ask when you come into my streams or any of my other social media not to talk about. Let me rephrase it this way. I'm going to ask when you're in my Twitch chat, when you're in my Discord, when you're in like any streams that are not those things, right? Not to talk about those topics, right? I know a lot of folks have opinions about those things, and I encourage you to express your opinion and to kind of like speak truth to your political feelings and beliefs and how you feel about the matter. I encourage you to speak out. You know, I'm always been someone who's an advocate for that, and I know a lot of people feel very strongly about me right now. So I encourage you, you know, if you are feeling very strongly about everything at the moment, no matter what's happening, to, you know, speak up and speak out. I just do encourage you to do so in measured ways and considerate ways. Please understand, right, that there's a lot of eyeballs on everything around this right now. So please, please, please be respectful and considerate and measured in what you say, okay? Please do not, you know, if people are trolling you or people are trolling around me, you know, document it and block them. If people are being overzealous about me, you know, say like, hey, what you're saying is inappropriate. It's not cool. It's crossing a line. Please do that.
So with that context in mind, if Ana Valens doesn't even want you talking about Kirsche on the private Discord server or in the Twitch comments, because Vice has explicitly forbidden that behavior, and is, let's be honest, probably threatening Ana Valens' career at this point. And were that all the case, imagine, if you will, the same day that restriction gets put on Ana Valens, and by extension the Ana Valens supporters, it turns out that a bunch of those supporters decided to organize a mass flagging harassment campaign against Kirsche in the reply threads to the Ana Valens Blue Sky account. which is exactly the sort of thing that might potentially give the Kirsche court case a little bit more ammunition. Something like that is probably not going to endear Ana Valens to the corporate overlords running Vice. And while I am not personally a believer in guilt by association, I think it is fairly safe to say that Vice as a news organization is very much a firm believer of guilt by association, and thus will likely not hesitate to hold Ana Valens accountable for the actions of Ana Valens supporters. Now make no mistake, there is no guarantee that Ana Valens will get fired over this, but it's not exactly outside the realm of possibility at this point now, is it? Of course, should it actually happen, the ultimate irony here is that it would ultimately be the result of the behavior of the pro-Ana Valens crowd, meaning that, ironically enough, the pro-Ana Valens crowd in that situation would have accidentally cancelled Ana Valens. Naturally, due to the nature of this particular controversy, it is very likely that we're going to get more updates as time goes on. And with that in mind, I will of course continue to endeavor to keep my ear to the ground and keep you all informed should any more news come. Outside of that though, still keep in mind that Kirsche did receive a 1-day suspension, which yes, is at least not a full permanent ban, but at the end of the day, she still shouldn't have been suspended in the first place at all. It is still ultimately the result of a coordinated harassment campaign done in the name of Ana Valens. And it is yet another case of Twitch being Twitch, a platform that makes YouTube look superior. Somehow. So naturally, I do hope that the suspension gets lifted before the day is out. But in any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.